I told you we would be back 1 week later, folks. For whatever reason, WWE has decided to force NXT to start adopting a similar main roster model when it comes to pay-per-views. You'd figure TakeOver in your house would be a makeup for not having TakeOver Tampa Bay happen during WrestleMania weekend and just airing the matches over the card instead of, yeah. And the fact that they made WrestleMania this year 2 nights, yeah. But then you're like, okay, and then you have the one to make up for that, and then you have TakeOver 30 in place of TakeOver Boston, because you know what happened earlier, and it's like, alright, that's fine. Now please, let's not have any more until War Games. Nope! On Sunday, October 4th, we will have NXT TakeOver 31, which, while it does have a decent enough card on the surface, it lacks a lot of the build-up and the stories that have really made NXT shine. These takeovers shine as well, as you'll soon see when we get into the matches. I'm CoffeeLover239, and with me as always is our resident John Moxley stan, Steven. Say hi, Steven.
Everyone, hope everyone has a good Friday.
And without further ado, let's get into it. Our first match is Damien Priest versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. So, on September 23rd, NXT General Manager William Regal announced that Damien Priest would defend the NXT North American Championship against Johnny Gargano at TakeOver 31. Why Gargano specifically? No real reason given at all. None whatsoever. And there's really not much to this match other than that. And you're probably going to be hearing me say that quite a bit more than I want to, but it's just that's the way it is. This match was just randomly made, yeah. To quote Regal himself, one of NXT's rising stars, arguably the most consistent performer on the black and gold brand, or shall I say the whipping boy, the most consistent, or maybe not all that consistent whipping boy, you be the judge. But whatever, I digress. It's just, yeah, obviously Gargano wants some gold back in his household, but this, I don't know. Damien Priest already won the belt at, what was it again? What was the event? TakeOver 30. TakeOver 30. It was the vacant ladder match, basically. And yeah, so his reign is still early on, so why have him lose in the first place? Steven, who do you think's gonna win?
Please, man, I want him to be. He's pushing. They're pushing him to be a good wrestler, and I like the guy. I do like the wrestler.
Yeah, Damien Priest has come quite a long way in NXT, and to finally have him have this gold, yeah, I think it's gonna be a must for him to retain. Sorry, but Johnny Gargano shall be Johnny Whipping Boy once again, and I'm going with Damien Priest to retain on this one. And our next match is Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae for the NXT Women's Championship. Though, it's not like Candice was just handed the match. On the September 23rd episode of NXT, Candice LeRae won a Battle Royale to become the #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship against Io Shirai at TakeOver 31. So at least she actually won a Battle Royale to get a match, unlike Johnny, her husband, who was just handed a match. Like, there you go. Now, Candice LeRae has been doing some good heel work as well, much like her husband. Unfortunately, though, that may be a little bit of a problem. Although Io Shirai has been holding the belt much longer than Damien Priest. I believe Io, won the belt, the Women's Championship at TakeOver in Your House. Unfortunately, yeah, it's still the same similar predicament. It still doesn't feel that long, even though it's longer than the previous title match holder reign, previously longer than Damien Priest's current North American Championship reign. Still, I'm not even sure. But we'll just have to see what happens. And, in a way, she could be Mrs. Johnny Whipping Girl, much like her husband. Steven, who do you think's gonna win?
Yoshirai been the champion since In Your House, right? If I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
Io has been, for that long.
So I think she had like 3 defenses from the time.
Yeah,
I think I won 3 defenses. I think Io Shirai's still gonna keep it. The power couple are not gonna become double down or like power couple champions. Nah.
Not
Io
the ultimate
Shirai's
power couple, you mean?
Yeah,
I'm gonna agree with you too, Io Shirai as well. Much like her husband, Candice LeRae has not had the best luck of the championship reign, though, even with this heel run. I don't kind of get that, though. I feel like she should at one point or another, but ultimately, I don't think that's going to happen here, especially given how this is kind of a more sudden slapdash together pay-per-view. Yeah, I'm going with Io Shirai. I almost said the wrong name, but no, for real. I'm going with Io Shirai to retain. Our next match is Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly for the NXT Championship. And again, another single line of dialogue, folks, but again, thankfully, it wasn't just handed. On the September 23rd episode of NXT, Kyle O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era won a gauntlet eliminator match, defeating Timothy Thatcher, Kushida, Bronson Reed, and Kimmy Grange to face NXT champion Finn Balor for the title at TakeOver 31.
Not see that coming, by the way.
What? Kyle O'Reilly winning?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people probably did, to be perfectly honest, but it is what it is. Oh god, my phone's about to go off again. But yeah, Kyle O'Reilly. What were you saying, Steven?
I was gonna say, I thought it was gonna be Timothy Thatcher. That'd be a good match, actually.
I think they've already done Thatcher and Balor at one point. Not necessarily for the championship, but was it TakeOver in Your House when they did it? I could have sworn that's when they had a... No, that was Damien Priest. Maybe TakeOver... It was TakeOver 30, that's what it was. Yeah, it was TakeOver 30 when Balor and Thatcher faced off. But yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, so Kyle O'Reilly. Not a lot of people are expecting kind of a single... another person of the Undisputed Era that's not Adam Cole to go after the big gold. But the Undisputed Era's time may be running out in NXT, and this could be a last bastion, or to try and keep them away from the main roster where they'll inevitably nuked into hell, much like Keith Lee. Yeah. So, where was I? Yeah, so Kyle O'Reilly would be an interesting prospect. There have been a lot of people speculating about what could happen with O'Reilly. Out of all the matches, I feel this is probably the more interesting one on the card because of this. Because, like, what happens here? Because, again, Balor, again, didn't he win the belt at, what was it? No, that wasn't him. It was on an episode of NXT. Yeah, because Karrion Kross beat Keith Lee, but Kross injured his shoulder and had to relinquish the belt, unfortunately, which is a shame, but... unfortunately, such is the nature of injuries. And ultimately, what I'm thinking here is that it goes several different ways. Like, what happens if Kyle loses, which is probably what's going to happen. Like, will the era maybe turn on him? Or maybe where there'll be some other signs of a babyface turn? I don't know.
I was thinking of an evolution kind of thing. If Kyler wins, Adam Cole's going to give them the thumbs down, like what Triple H did.
To Randy Orton, oh, that was bad. Because then Orton got creamed at the pay-per-view a month after SummerSlam that year in 04. I forget what it was, but I don't know. I don't know if I see them playing that card. But then again, main roster tendencies have been seeping their way into NXT shows. So I wouldn't put it past the company to do something stupid. Steven, who do you think's gonna win?
So I'm gonna put a great match. I'm really glad Kyle O'Reilly's getting a championship opportunity. I really, a good guy. I like the guy wrestles. And become the NXT Tag Team Champion with I can't think of the other guy's name.
Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish, yeah. But yeah, but I think Finn's gonna retain. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there, man. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. I mean, it's kind of a surprise, actually, to see him get it. But it's not an unwelcome surprise, at least. But it's still early in Finn Balor's reign. Much earlier than some people realize, given the manner that the title was eventually won. So, excuse me. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Finn Balor as well to retain on this one. Our next match is Kushida versus Velveteen Dream. And on the August 12th episode of NXT, Kushida and the returning Velveteen Dream competed in a triple threat match to determine who would qualify for the ladder match at TakeOver 30, which the Velveteen Dream won. After the match, Dream attacked Kushida, thus turning heel. On the September 8th episode of NXT, Kushida returned and attacked Dream. Payback's a bitch! On September 26th, a match between the two was scheduled at TakeOver 31. So that's really kind of the basis of it, and there's really not much to go off of from here either. And it's kind of a confusing mess, because for a while, Kushida wasn't on TV being used, which is kind of a shame, because I think he's a great talent and all. And of course, Velveteen Dream was off TV, given all his personal issues and all that crap that was going on. But now it's back, it's like, it's tough. Because you've had Dream turn heel. Oh wait, he's already been here for a while. But with him on the losing end of that ladder match and other stuff, it's kind of a complicated mess. Like, what do you do exactly? It's like...
Can't do much.
I don't know, man. Yeah, Steven, who are you gonna go with on this one to win?
I got the Dream on this one. Velveteen Dream on this one.
Why Dream?
Because he has more advantage, I think. Dream has... he's been on a winning streak lately, and not let's say losing streak. I mean, he didn't win the North America champion at NXT 30, but besides that, he's been on a roll. So I gotta go with Dream, and he's gonna probably cheat his way to victory. I feel like.
Yeah, with him finally being the full hero. I don't know, man. This is tough. Who do I go with? Oh, it's tough because. I don't know. I am gonna go a little wild on this one. I'm gonna go with Kushida. Because why the hell not? Yeah. And our final match is Santos Escobar versus Isaiah Swerve Scott for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. And the match background's not on Wikipedia, so I gotta go here to WWE.com to read this shit. So, Scott defeated then-masked Escobar during the NXT Cruiserweight title tournament and later pinned him in a 6-man street fight alongside Breezango against Legado del Fantasma. But when the time came for Scott's first title opportunity, Escobar headbutted him while wearing what appeared to be a loaded lucha mask to retain his championship. With the benefit of a second chance, will Scott make the NXT Cruiserweight division Swerve's house, or will Escobar's reign continue? You know, one thing I really haven't been happy with is kind of the lack of some of the Cruiserweight action on NXT, to be perfectly honest. It's like a confusing mess, because you still have 205 Live, yet the members of 205 Live can still come over to NXT for the Cruiserweight stuff, where technically the Cruiserweight Championship is, but it's such a mess. It's like because of this stunt, they haven't really been doing much. In a way, I've always said that if the Cruiserweight division kind of had an hour to itself, like you could build up stuff for it, basically, and give the other hour to NXT. It's like, it would be a weird split, but a split that I think would still be beneficial, and technically I feel it would allow NXT to still keep that 1 hour sort of just do what's necessary ordeal behind it. Well, sort of. There would still be some caveats, but I don't think it should be anything too impossible. I'm kind of a little bit And of course, Escobar is still the interim Cruiserweight champion, given the current situation still going on. Because, well, what was his name? Jordan Devlin, the then current champion, technically the current Cruiserweight champion before this whole madness happened, was unable to travel over here into the States because of the pandemic and travel restrictions galore. So, yeah, that's how that happened, we know, but it is what it is. Steven, who do you think's gonna win?
I was gonna win. So his two little goons will become tag team champions with them.
That would be something for his goons to win it, for Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde, a part of his stable, to get all the gold. Although the NXT Tag Team Championship isn't even being defended on the show, because that's a mess. I wonder, who are the current champs? I forgot. Oh, it's Breezango. I kind of forgot that they were, which is a shame.
Is counting Jordan Devlin's title reign?
What?
Holy shit. They're still counting Jordan Devlin's title reign on Wikipedia.
Yeah, because Santos Escobar is the interim champion. Yeah, he's only the interim one just to handle things in the States until travel restrictions are a little bit more lifted. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Santos Escobar on this one to retain. And that's basically gonna do it for us, folks. I'm terribly sorry that this wasn't as long or as I'd normally like to talk about this stuff, going into detail, but there's really not much build-up in some of this stuff. The card itself is fine, it's just the build-up has been so much of a letdown. There really hasn't been that much build-up to it, which is not what you would expect for an NXT show, TakeOver. But it was slapdashed in this mess. It's like this whole counter-programming mess is genuinely tiring. And to be honest, I would love to just leave it be, man. I would just to forget this whole counter war shit, basically. But yeah, but I'm sure the takeover will still be good. I just wish the build-up could have been a little bit better. So yeah, gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I want to thank Steven, as always, for being here with me. Say bye, Steven.
Guys, and we'll see you in the next pay-per-view, Hell in the Cell, which is, I hope that it'll be good like last year's.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get you started on last year, man. But yeah, we'll be back next time for Hell in a Cell, the last pay-per-view to supposedly be taking place in the Thunderdome. What? Yeah, yeah. But, more on that when we inevitably get to that. So, see you guys in about a few weeks or so, if you ever give or take. Yeah, see you in about 3 weeks. Bye for now.